Yeah, we announced the Pangea Alliance initiative at the end of March and went live in beta at the beginning of April. The Pangea Alliance is a collaboration between The Guardian, the FT, The Economist, Thomson Reuters and CNN to leverage our first-party data and to provide a solution, programmatic advertising solution that offers the trust and quality of our brands at global scale.
What does the roadmap for Pangea look like over the rest of the year? When will we see it really light up and what's next?
So Pangea is 6 weeks old at the moment. We've been in beta for 6 weeks, and during those 6 weeks we have created a number of new audience segments and a couple of custom ad formats. There will be many more custom ad formats that come online during the summer. And also further audience segments that we will be creating. What we will expect to see towards the latter end of the year is some announcements about other publishers joining Pangea.
Right. To power Pangea, you selected Rubicon. What did the process of selecting a vendor look like, and why did you choose Rubicon?
So, creating something like Pangea is incredibly complex. It takes, it takes a huge amount of work to bring together 5 different business models, 5 different approaches to digital display and programmatic overall, and find the sweet spot of collaboration within all of them. So in a lot of circumstances, the technology vendor has been about minimizing complexity, and Rubicon is a trusted partner for all of the Pangea publishers already. They've got a strong heritage in powering collaboration with things like Laplace Media in France. So with that background that we've had with them, and I suppose in keeping with the premise of Pangea about trust and influence at scale, it was just a very straightforward choice for us.
You mentioned new custom formats there for Pangea on the horizon. Is video one of those? Can Pangea support video advertising?
So our focus is on display, including video in display. So some of the custom ad formats we're developing are ones which allow video within rich media units. Where we don't have focus as an alliance is on collaboration around pre-roll, for example, because each of us is in the same position as the whole market, where there's excess demand and scarcity of supply, and collaboration doesn't add a huge amount of value there.
And lastly, Cannes Festival, Cannes Lions. I presume you'll be taking Pangea to Cannes. What do you expect the conversation to be at Cannes this year? How will it be different from last year?
I think the conversation at Cannes is always so varied because it's quite literally the whole industry. But with the people that I'll be speaking to, I expect the topics of conversation that we'll be having will be around the long-term future for publisher alliances and what they bring to the market, and levels of support from the industry for initiatives such as Pangea. Secondly, around viewability, and perhaps much more of a mature discussion around what we need to shift and change as an industry in order to be ready to perhaps trade differently around that. And thirdly, on the importance of trust. Fascinating to see Edelman research earlier this year, which looked at two variables: innovation and transparency. And what it demonstrated on a survey of 30,000 was that when innovation is high and transparency is low, then generally that creates very low trust and fear. And what we've seen as we've talked about Pangea to some of the more prestige luxury brands is that they do have fear and concerns around programmatic, and I think there's an interesting level of debate about how we work as an industry to create solutions that overcome that and allow some of the most prestigious and brands and most heavy investors in media in the world to reap the benefits of programmatic advertising.
So Cannes is a conference that historically has celebrated creativity in advertising and still does. Interesting that we are now also seeing at Cannes the introduction of ad tech, discussion about scientific programmatic advertising practices. Do the two mesh? Can creativity and programmatic work together?
Great question. I mean, I think there are fantastic areas of opportunity for creativity and programmatic. What we've done at The Guardian recently is to combine Guardian Labs, our branded content storytelling solution, with Guardian Response Plus, which is The Guardian's publisher trading desk, and ensure that we are capitalising on the high levels of engagement that's created through branded content like Guardian Labs to create conversions through audience targeted activity programmatically. There are also huge levels of opportunity for that sort of creativity to combine with programmatic in terms of making sure that the content is surfaced to the right audiences as well.